Well, that's the beast we're gonna start skinning here right away. Got a good shot at it. One of the kids got a good shot at it, and as you can see, we're hanging her up, getting her ready to skin. Today it's moose salami, like the headline says. Yeah, it's a tough way to hang meat, isn't it? Take that out hunting with you. That's my son's skid steer. So let's get right into this. As you can see, the first grind is done. I never mix the meat until after the first grind, because all my salamis, like I've told you all before, they all have anywhere from 3 to 4 cups of water, and that's ice cold water. So I get it all ready. So now I've ground it, and I'm remixing it by hand because I want some of those meats and fats all mixed together before I put the spices to it. So I've got it where I want it. Next step is we'll get into throwing the mix to it. You can see how I'll mix it here. So I got my mixes together. With this particular meat, we mix with 4 cups of water. So my wife gets all the spices ready at night before, all the casings ready. And then what she does is gets it, all I need is 4 cups, and she throws it all together. And after the first grind, you've seen it earlier. And now I'm going to start throwing all that meat together, mixing it up. You don't have to grind that meat up with your hands really tight. You just want to soften it up and let it sit in its juices. You'll see how I take this out and mix it here. Take everything out of that bowl. Everything's important. That's part of your recipe. So I'm mixing it up by hand here. So I've got it mixed just about to where I want it now. And I take it out chunks like that, and what I do is I spread it around, because mine all have mustard seeds in them, right? So I spread it around so I can see the clumps of mustard seed. Usually when I got the mustard seeds all spread around, that means I've got a good consistent mix right through the whole works. And then this will sit while I do the other batches. This will sit here for, I'm guessing, about an hour till I get all the other batches. Sometimes I make 8, 9, 10 batches of different sausages. Today I'm targeting just salami itself. As you can see, as I'm looking at, that's a very consistent feel. That's what I'm looking for. That thing's so cold. Those gloves I'm wearing, I have insulations underneath them, insulated gloves there, over top or underneath my rubber gloves. It's highly important, because I tell you, your hands are freezing even through that while you're mixing it. So the next step would be, once it's all done the way I got it and the way I want it, next step is to give it the second grind. As you can see, I got just a little bit left there. But all that juice is there. It's all going to sit together in that second grind. Yeah, we'll see you at the grinder. So as you can see, I'm grinding that second one. That does 2 different things when you mix it after the first grind. You've got everything consistently mixed, and you can see how it's coming out. It's nice and thick, and this is the harder stuff. It kind of glues together, so it's a little harder to get through the grinder. But it's got a nice mix to it. And this way, the spices mix even deeper to it. So let's get to the stuffing here. I'll show you how we start to stuff it. So those casings are put in about 20 minutes before I put those meat to it. As you can see, I'm just getting the air out of the bags, or out of the stuffer. And I only go as high as the pot I put it in. Tighten it up good and tight. You don't want to overstuff those. If you overstuff them when they start cooking, I don't smoke these ones. When it starts to cook, then it'll swell those bags up. And sometimes they do break. I don't want to break them, because that's a pain in the butt when it does. And these casings are sitting in lukewarm water. I don't let water inside the casings. I don't know if it does seep through a little bit. I'm not sure, but That's all I do. But you can see I'm not overstuffing that. My right hand is like a brake. I'm just kind of holding it back a little bit. Twist them up nice and tight. As you can see, I got some garlic back there. I was doing garlic that day, pepperoni, hamburgers. I was doing a little everything that day. These are all just friends of mine. I don't do this for a living. I'm retired, or else retarded, one or the other. Because I don't charge for all this stuff. This is just, they buy the casings, they buy everything. I just put it together for them. And next step is, we'll get it ready and prepped. Get it ready. As you can see, I think I get out of a 25-pound batch, I get, I think 7.5 rolls or 6.5 rolls sometimes. See you at the next step here. I'll show you how we prep them. So I got to cut the tails off, right? Nice sharp. This utility knife, I use it all the time. I don't change knives. I'm kind of a clean freak, so I make sure that I use the same knives all the time. In this batches, I've got 2 batches of salami here. I cut the tails off, get them ready to put them into the pots. Like I say, I got the water boiling right now, but as soon as I put those in, I kick that down to just a nice hot. It takes about a little over an hour to get it to 160 on these things. But don't overboil them, you'll break the cases. That's on any meat. So here I'm doing some more cutting off, getting another batch ready. Everything's clean. Yeah, that's nice. So these things here, I've checked the temperatures. They're at 150. Or 160, I'm sorry. They're at 160 now. I got to stop that cooking now. So that's ice cold water I'm putting them in. So they've been in that pot for about, I'm thinking, a little over an hour, hour and a half, I think. Depends, eh? Depends how cold it is outside, I think. So I'm taking them out. I got to stop that cooling. They're going to come out of that shower stage. You see the next step. They're going to come out of that shower stage a little bit wrinkled. But see how nice those things look? Those are average about 8 pounds a piece. They're really nice for making sandwiches with mustard. Oh, I just love that stuff. So as you can see, I got a hamburger in the background going there too. I got a little bit of everything going. I'm trying to concentrate on this particular batch here. So this will sit in here till, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever. I just watch the texture of the skin. Get the texture of the skin done. And then I pretty much know. So the next step is I'll let them cool, like I say, till I feel, a lot of times you can see the steam coming off them. Once the steam's kind of gone, you can see the fat around the edge of the tub, I pretty much know they're cooled down. So the next step and the last step, well, it's not really the last step, but the next step is to hang them, let them hang for 5, 6 minutes, and all those little wrinkled skins smooth right out. Then I cut them in thirds, and my wife wraps while I tag. You'll see that coming up here. So this is the last little bit. Everything's done and it's cooled down nicely. And all I'm doing now is going to hang them. Let them hang for 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Depends when we get to them. They can hang for a half hour, an hour. Who knows? I'll let them hang. Okay, those skins, as you can see, are wrinkled a little bit, like I was telling you earlier. Now those will smooth right out. I should have kept it a little longer after it was done to show you that, but I don't know. Amateur videos, I guess. So we'll let it hang and then cut it up and it's ready to eat. That's my moose sausage, or moose salami, I should say. And we'll see you in the next video. You all click and subscribe now.